A new moon in astrology is a time to write the code of your life. You are telling the universe how you want to live, how you want to be used, how you want your energy to impact Earth's atmosphere. So during a new moon, we're planting new seeds by creating new realities. We're deciding that this no longer works, and now I need to switch to that. So the new moon is to provide yourself and the universe clarity about what your energy is here to accomplish. Welcome to the Aquarius podcast. What we're having is a new moon in the sign of Aquarius, which is happening on the 29th at 7:36 a.m. This new moon, I consider it as the beginning of the official transition of Pluto into Aquarius. Even though Pluto transitioned into Aquarius last year, this is effectively the very first new moon in the sign of Aquarius that we're having during Pluto in Aquarius. Now let's talk about some other strong Aquarian energies that are also at play. For the 29th, we're having the sun in Aquarius, which, by the way, this new moon is going to be happening at the 9th degree, which is the same degree that the sun is going to be in on the 29th. So we have a new moon in the sign of Sagittarius at the degree, but at the sun, it's in Aquarius. So this is total rebellious energy. This is revolutionary energy. This is catharsis. This is huge, deep, transformative energy. So in addition to the sun, the moon, we also have our Mercury in Aquarius, as well as our Pluto in Aquarius. So we have 4 Aquarius placements happening that day. That is the most Aquarian energy that anyone can expect, in any natal chart transit. Having 3 of those placements in the big 6 definitely makes this energy a lot more potent. Now, let's go over some of the other placements going on for that day. We have our Venus in Pisces, Mars in Cancer, Jupiter in Gemini, Saturn in Pisces, Uranus in Taurus, Neptune in Pisces, as well as North Node in Pisces at the 29th degree. So something huge is going to be coming out of Hollywood. I can't wait to hear about this. And we also have Lilith in Libra at the 23rd degree, and Chiron is still in Aries at the 19th degree. It's important to note that our fortune is also in Aquarius, and if you had a baby that was born exactly at that time on the 29th, there would be an Aquarius rising. So as you can see, Aquarius energy is loaded. So what is an Aquarius? Aquarius is the 11th zodiac sign on the zodiac wheel. Aquarius represents friendship. It represents scientific experiments. It represents evolution. It represents progress by breaking through, old traditional ways of doing things, of doing life, of doing this human experience. Aquarius comes after Capricorn because Capricorn has already reached the peak, and the peak is financial success, which is really what Capricorn is very preoccupied with. Capricorn is very preoccupied with their accomplishments, their work, the money they can generate from their work, and the power that they can acquire as a result of that work. So Aquarius comes as the 11th zodiac sign after the 10th. The 10th is all about public image. It's all about career. It's all about success. It's all about karma. Basically, your life is your karma because the way that you are perceived by the world through your life's work is your karma. So when we're talking about karma, we often think about it as one incident when really it's really a state of being. It's a state of being in balance with, a recognition of our negative energy and our positive energy, and constantly working to keep that equilibrium. So people that are successful in doing that tend to have positive perceptions, positive public images. People see them in a positive light because they garner energy that is transformative and that is healing at the same time, meaning that they bring more good to earth than bad, okay? The people that bring more good to earth than bad are often recognized by the society as being positive influences. That's what we mean by karma. So the way that we live our lives is an indication of kind of the trail that we leave behind us. So Aquarius is coming after all of this hard work that Capricorn has put in to accomplish something that brings value to life. And when this energy transitions from Capricorn to Aquarius, we now add a new ruler. As you know, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of karma, and Aquarius is ruled both by Saturn and Uranus. So the message for Aquarius is to not let go of Saturn's energy, because we still need structure. We still need responsibilities. We still need tradition, because that keeps us grounded in something that we can trust. Now, it's only from that place of safety and consistency and a historical understanding that we can actually push the needle forward. Progress cannot happen without history, okay? And when we don't know our history and we're trying to make progress, oftentimes what happens is we end up right back from where we started, because our compass was not looking south. You have to look south to know which way is north. If you don't have a good understanding of what the south is, you're going to continue to repeat the same cycles. So for many of you who have been feeling stuck in cycles, this is going to be a huge opportunity, honestly, for you to change things around, for you to let go of the old, to embrace the new, and to be deliberate about what kind of life you want to live, and to make decisions that align with this new vision of yourself. Remember, we're all energy, we're all spirits having a human experience. All of us were coded at birth for a specific purpose, and that purpose gets revealed to us with the lunar cycle, with the new moon being an opportunity to be intentional about driving our intentions on the world, being purposeful and being intentional and being focused about moving that forward in that direction by challenging outdated systems of existing and of being. And then the full moon being an opportunity to really reflect on where did we go wrong? What did we miss? What was in the shadow that we weren't aware of, so that we can create a new plan that now takes into account what has been tried and has failed. Okay. So with every lunar cycle, we're basically reinventing ourselves. With the full moon is shedding of old skin, and with the new moon is putting on new clothes. So if you are an Aquarius rising, this is your time to really shine. Aquarians are creatures of the dark. Uranus is a really dark planet. When you get towards the back of the zodiac wheel, you get personalities that no more than the ones that are in the sun, but that are shy to be in the light. There's a certain shyness that comes with Aquarians. All of them have that in them. And it's really rooted in their desire to be of assistance, to be relatable. They usually know more than they let on, because they don't want to position themselves as being an expert in anything. They really struggle with hierarchies, okay? Aquarius struggles with hierarchies because to Aquarius, all of us are one human race, and all of us are the same. And those distinctions that we experience with one another, whether they be biological, genetics, or psychological, or religious, or beliefs, all these isms, to Aquarius, these are insignificant, because nature is diverse. So naturally, the human population would also be diverse. It makes logical sense. So Aquarius really doesn't like the idea of separating from the group, partly because many of them have been ostracized from the group throughout their lifetime. So when they finally reach this position where they feel confident in themselves, it's really important to them to make others feel included. So a lot of times Aquarius will dull their shine to make other people feel more comfortable. They may very well be the most knowledgeable person in any room, but they never act like it. You kind of have to go poke and prod and get them to really relax, to come out, to let their energy be open and be free and to share. In line with that, I want to read a passage to you from The 12 Mysteries of Love by Linda Goodman, Sun Sign. This passage is from page 29. Having reached the Aquarian initiation, the evolving soul feels that it must return to life much of what is gathered along the way. And so begins a second childhood on the level of the water bearer who pours out his knowledge, both determined and anxious to share it before he leaves this planet to explore the exciting realm of the unknown on the other side. Aquarius feels the stirring of the masculine, positive day forces for the last time as a fixed organizer in the final experience of the detached and unpredictable air element. A puzzle to friends and family, the Aquarian man or woman pivots in peculiar fashion with the young at heart. Peculiar, since wisdom and experience are in direct contrast with such liberal, eccentric behavior. There were so many mysteries missed in the past because there wasn't enough time to investigate them. Now, Aquarians must taste them all, must investigate every nuance of up and down, left and right, will and won't. The delight in shocking those around them, suddenly aware of an inexplicable ability to peek into the future. Amazingly intuitive and bristling with unexpected flashes of telepathic images, the Aquarian soul examines people and ideas without sentiment, arriving at the truth with no apparent logic or traceable efforts. On this level, the soul tends to flaunt law and authority because the spirit actually exists in the world of the future. Aquarius knows that the rigid rules of today's society must sooner or later be compromised. Therefore, he or she sees no sensible reason to respect what will surely evolve into something new and different tomorrow. If violent revolt is necessary to bring about tolerance, brotherhood, and understanding, then Aquarius believes the result will be worth the conflict. However, although they advocate for change for the world and for their friends and family, the water bearers remain fixed in their own personal opinions, private codes, and lifestyles, reflecting the contradictory nature of the ruling planet, Uranus. The soul has now acquired a true humanitarian approach. To the unprejudiced Aquarian, every human being is a friend. Whatever that person's personal values may be, for the water bearer has learned that he or she is one with all mankind and womankind and with nature. Yet, personal relationships may be neglected as these men and women pursue an idealism related to the benefits of society in general. Like the Aquarian age reflects, the soul at this stage envisions a golden and glorious future that may be attained only by blasting old customs and outdated ideas to clear the way for spiritual awareness. Through the thunderbolt path of accelerated mass karma, Aquarius brings karma, just like Capricorn. If more conservative people are offended by the Uranus behavior, the Aquarian individualistic laughs off their disapproval. Secure in an intuitive grasp of the future, Aquarians retort, "I know," to all questions, then perversely refuse to explain how they know, except to the children who understand through their own innocence the innocent state of simplicity. The soul returns in the second childhood, which is the vibration of Uranus. The Aquarian positive qualities are vision, individuality, tolerance, friendliness, inventiveness, originality, and genius. Expressed in their negative form, they can become eccentric, neurotic, detached, absent-minded, and refuse to cooperate. To Aquarius, love is a detached and selfish emotion to be explored and enjoyed. The water bearer understands love scopes and investigates all its dimensions, but scatters it carelessly, confusing it with friendship. Physical fulfillment leaves Aquarius emotionally empty and still wistful, failing to sense the mystery of oneself with the mate. The final truth of love, which awaits discovery silently in the shadows, the secret guarded by Neptune just beyond Uranus comprehension. As you can see, Aquarius is an unusual zodiac sign compared to all the other ones. It is the only one that is ruled by two planets that are contradictory in nature. While Saturn wants to preserve the status quo and do away with elements of the status quo that make it challenging and difficult, and he does that by further solidifying tradition, Aquarius comes to disrupt it, essentially saying that tradition is only good when it works for the people. And when the people are not being honored and their divinities not being recognized and their humanities being devalued, then tradition is useless to all of us. because Aquarius sees themselves in everyone, because they understand that in the future, everyone will understand that we were all once the product of a male and female organ, meaning that we were all once part of the same family. There is no religious book that teaches otherwise, and there is no scientific explanation of life that deviates from the simple truth that all of us originated from an organism in the beginning of life. So Aquarius, living in the future, knows that when we all are done with this journey, whatever this journey looks like for each one of us, we will resume to the simple truth, and the simple truth being that I am you and you are me. So the way that I treat me is a reflection of the way that I treat you. And this is why it's very important that I treat me well, because if I don't love myself and I don't know how to love myself, I cannot love you. For many zodiac signs, love is about possessing. For Aquarius, love is about releasing. It's about setting you free. That is how Aquarius goes through the world. Capricorn was busy controlling so that they could create a specific outcome. Aquarius is saying, yes, that's all fine and good, but if you're not happy with yourself and you don't like who you are when you look in the mirror, and when it's time to go to bed, you can't sleep at night because of the decisions that you've made to have this life that you've created that's full of things but doesn't have a soul, then how fulfilled are you really? If your soul is not fulfilled, how fulfilled are you? How satisfied are you? If you're not happy with yourself, which is reflected in the way that you treat your brothers and your sisters, then what value are you bringing to Earth? Value is very important to Aquarius, much like progress is, because evolution requires both stability and progress. We cannot evolve as a people by throwing away everything that we are, our cultures, our way of life, the way that we do things. Evolution isn't about anarchy. It's about a steady process of putting one foot in front of the next to create a new reality. You can watch this happen under a microscope with organisms. Humans are the same. So in the way that slowly we transform into other form, yeah, that is the same way that every other organism on Earth transforms into other form. It does not happen in an explosive manner, but rather in a slow and gradual pursuit of the truth. And the truth is always on the other side of our comfort. It's always on the other side of what we are afraid of. It's always on the other side of our dogma, our fears, our limitations, self-imposed nonetheless, because a lot of who we think we are, we've decided. Even if society has fed us some messages about it, at some point we agreed that society was right, and we decided that's who we wanted to be. Aquarius is simply teaching you with this new moon that you can choose something else. You can decide to be someone else today. You can decide to change your wardrobe today. You can decide to change your haircut today. You can decide to change your mindset today. You can choose who you want to be. And that person should make you proud, should make you feel good about yourself, and there should be a good energy. There should be the kind of energy that benefits the people around them. And that is the purpose of Aquarius. Aquarius is here to teach us that there is power in community. There is power in togetherness. There's power in appreciating diversity. Aquarius rules social media for this reason. When you think about the concept of social media, it is a tool through which all of us, no matter all walks of life or language, where we come from, we get to meet in this central square, in this online world, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Instagram, YouTube. All of us from all over the world come to meet in these spaces, and we share ideas, we share information with each other. That is the spirit of Aquarius. It doesn't matter where you come from. No one cares, because we all come from the same man and woman from the beginning, the same organisms of sperm and egg from the beginning. We all come from that same place. Because of history, we've been separated and we all morphed into different looking humans, as a matter of survival. But if you were to take that time back at a really fast pace, all the way to the beginning of life, you would see that we're the same. Our experiences is what separates us from one another. So the purpose of Aquarian energy is to actually use that as a strength to bring us together so that we can see each other more clearly, not to further divide us or judge each other or make each other feel bad or put each other down, but rather to use our differences as a strength to allow us to broaden our lenses, because we now have the ability to see life not just from our singular point of view, but from the point of view of millions of people all over the world. And Aquarius was born with this natural ability to see their brother and sister in themselves, regardless of where they come from. And right now, at this juncture in our human evolution, this energy is very much so necessary. The sign of Aquarius is about friendship, brotherhood, group activities, social pursuits, group projects, trying something new, humanitarian efforts, joining a group, and being a part of a community. This new moon is about new beginnings. It's time to start over. The past is a past. We can never bring back time. The future is unknown. We may not make it there, but we have today. We have today. What can you do today with the present moment to change your mindset and bring it more in line with what kind of future you want to live in? Because we are the creators of life on earth. We are the deciders, as President George Bush used to say. We are the deciders of who we want to be, what kind of life we want to live in, what kind of world we want to live in. Yes, there are many chaotic energies that are happening right now, but you can choose to unplug from that and plug into love. You can choose to plug into community. You can choose to plug into brotherhood. You can buy local. You can go to your public library. You can do acts of kindness. You can be generous. You can volunteer. There is nothing prohibiting you right now to do one thing that helps the human race in a positive way. Nothing at all. So this is the time for us to really tap into love. Love comes with Pisces. That Pisces is the only zodiac sign who fully understands it, because when you get to be Pisces, you understand that love has no borders, right? Love is universal, it's never ending, and it includes everyone and everything. Every living being is here because it was love, because God loved it and God thought it worthy of it being here. And that's why it's here. So if we love God, then we love all of God's creation. That's the logic, right? So everything is love, is what we understand at Pisces. At Aquarius, love is brotherhood. Love is friendship. That's why Aquarians have a peculiar way of being in romantic relationships, because they don't quite conceptualize it yet. So thinking outside the box is imperative right now. It's time to really look into a future and imagine more hope, more positivity. It's time to rewire our brain to vibrate at friendliness, support, and to vibrate at friendship, real friendship, and to vibrate at platonic love, that's not limited by, sexual interaction. We're not going to make it over the next 20 years, that community. It's simply not going to happen. So what needs to happen right now with this new moon in Aquarius is calling all of us back to belonging, to community, to being of service, to finding a place where we're needed and to slide into that spot. There are going to be a lot of needs over the next 20 years, and we all have gifts that were given to us at birth by the creator, the master architect that I refer to as God, the universe, spirit, source. All of us, when we're born, we're coded with something specific to share with each other. Because remember, we're brothers and sisters, okay? We're brothers and sisters, and we're all sent here so we can learn how to love each other in spite of our differences. So if you have a specific gift, a tool that you can use to help others, now is the time to put that to good use. Now is the time to volunteer. Now is the time to donate of your time and of your energy to causes that you believe in. That's what Aquarius is about. Aquarius is about preserving our human race. And we do that by preserving our sense of belonging, our sense of community. We do that by actually being intentional about spending time with each other, making time for each other, and prioritizing authentic connections that are built around similar values, similar ways of life, similar belief systems. We have to get away from connecting with people simply because we look like them, because we speak like them, because we think like them, because we have, the same religious beliefs as them. We're entering a part of our evolution where it's now time to transcend those limitations. It doesn't mean we give up on our beliefs, we give up on our identity. It means we have to stretch ourselves to create space in our hearts for otherness. And those of us who are incapable of doing that are not going to prosper over the next 20 years, because the next 20 years is calling exactly for that, for us to recognize that we are all mortals, right? We're all mortals who are here to learn things and share things with each other. And then when we're done with our journey, we transition onto the other realm. So this is why generally Aquarians really struggle with some of the technical aspects of the human experience. Like they have a really complicated relationship with money, as an example. Even though money is necessary for life, many Aquarians associate some sort of like shame with having a lot of money. If you're an Aquarius Sun, Moon, or Rising, I want you to leave in the comments what you think about what I just shared. But this is certainly something that I've noticed in many Aquarians. It's almost like this world is so passe, so behind them, that the things that the people in this world value, they do not find interesting. The things they find interesting are the things that are non-tangible, like caring for the earth, caring for each other, mental health, emotional well-being, making sure that, we have love and truth and kindness and generosity in our spirit, doing things that feed our souls, so that even if we have zero money and we're living on the street with nobody to look after us, we feel good because we know the decisions that we've made have not harmed others. Aquarius is very big on paying it forward, giving it away. As I say that, I'm remembering of the Oprah show. Oprah is an Aquarius Sun, and there's this famous scene from the Oprah show when she goes, "You get a car, you get a car, you get a car, you all get a car." And that to me is perfect that to me is a perfect illustration of Aquarian energy. It's almost like they don't want to feel burdened with all of life's things. So in an effort to avoid this feeling of yuck that they get from being, greedy or obsessed with money, that they're just like release it as soon as it comes. It's almost like money has a revolving door with them. That's actually part of the Aquarian challenge for them, is to learn how to put the valuable things, in their place of value, and how to put the superficial things in their place of superficiality. Aquarius really struggles with feeling like they need money to survive. The concept of money in and of itself, I think, irks them a bit in general because they're so detached from earthly gains. The gains that Aquarius is fascinated with are spiritual gains, like emotional awareness, spiritual consciousness, just an understanding of our commonality as humans and the human race and the circle of life that brings all of us together. That is where a lot of Aquarians' strengths and powers come from, not from the physical gains. So, but obviously we need physical means to be able to survive. So Aquarius is really here to learn the importance and value of managing, their physical resources, which many of them struggle with that in general because they don't value it, which obviously you have to value it when you live on Earth. So if you're an Aquarius rising, this is a huge opportunity for you to rethink your relationship with money, because Uranus is currently in Taurus. And as you know, Taurus is a sign of money. So you have a new opportunity here to make a lot more money than what you've made before. And it may require that you heal your relationship with money so that you don't see it as something dirty, something nasty, something that, only leads to corruption. Aquarius is very big on keeping a clean conscience, and when energies don't align with them vibrationally, they're relinquished whatever they have to relinquish to keep their authentic energy. So this is the real test. Is it possible for you to find joy and satisfaction in life, keeping in mind that monetary means are important for you to be able to have a stable life? Because stability is required in order for progress to take place. Now let's go over the houses where you'll be the most impacted by this transit. If you have Aquarius rising, it's going to be your first house. For Pisces rising, you're in the 12th house. For Aries rising, it's the 11th house. Taurus rising, it's the 10th house. Gemini rising, it's the 9th house. Cancer rising, you are in the 8th house. Leo rising, you're in the 7th house. Virgo rising, you're in the 6th house. Libra rising, you're in the 5th house. Scorpio rising, you're in the 4th house. Sagittarius rising, you're in the 3rd house. And Capricorn rising, you're in the 2nd house. These are specific parts of your life that you want to set goals around. when we're talking about manifestation, a new moon is when we play offense. It's when we're aggressively, choose our reality and we commit to it with our thoughts, our behaviors, okay? And the words that we speak. With this Aquarian new moon, I recommend manifesting with language because Aquarius, much like Gemini and Libra, rule communication. So you can journal, you can repeat mantras out loud, you can speak to yourself in the mirror, but you need to tell yourself who you want to be, who you want to become, and what you want that to feel like. Because this new moon transit is happening at the Sagittarius degree, it requires truth. And this is the energy of Sagittarius that many people struggle with, is because Sagittarius doesn't get to choose when they want to be truthful or not. They know that truth is the only way forward. They know they have to embrace truth in order for them to evolve into their most authentic selves. So this is not about other people. This is not about what other people think. This is about you. What do you think? What do you want? What do you feel about this or that? And the goal is for you to choose what feels good to you. It's about you and your life. You're responsible for your life's choices, and this is time for you to own them. Yes, the world outside is shifting, and lots of scary things are happening out there, and lots of, abrupt changes are happening out there. But it doesn't mean that you have to reflect that energy inward. You can choose your vibration inward. And as the kids say, lock into that vibration and focus on everything that basically supports that. And anything that does not support that, dismiss it. Because you don't have to entertain everything. This is time for Aquarius to really lean into this Uranus energy by becoming more rigid in nature. Remember, Uranus is the coldest planet in our solar system. Allowing everything to make you feel heated essentially makes everything unimportant, okay? Allowing everything to make you feel heated makes everything unimportant. If you're going to be heated about something, let it be intentional and let it be meaningful to you. There will be plenty of things that will happen over the next 20 years that will make you feel heated. I want you to be selective about when you choose to let go of your vibration of peace and love and harmony to engage into those other vibrations. It's not about the avoidance of conflict. It's about being intentional about what you want to push back against. Because if we're pushing back against everything, then nothing matters. This new moon is harmonizing beautifully with Jupiter's energy, so luck is on your side. You're going to find yourself in the right situation. The best opportunities for success are going to find you. This is an opportunity of growth, of financial abundance. It will require being willing to look at life differently because the way that you've been doing it is not going to get you to a new future. If you want a new destination, you have to be willing to look at a new map. So you have to let go of the old map and switch gears into the new map that would take you to your new destination. So who's going to be the most impacted? Aquarius rising, Taurus rising, Scorpio rising, and Leo rising. The people who have Sagittarius at the sun, moon, and rising will also be impacted. Aquarius is weird, and Aquarius embraces being weird. Being weird simply means being yourself, because the truth is, everyone is weird. It's just that society has conditioned some of us to believe that who we are is wrong, is bad, it's not normal. So many of us have adapted and abandoned ourselves, our true thoughts, our true feelings, our true identity to fit in. What this new moon is calling you back to is the truth of who you really are, outside of society's conditioning. The conditioning is the problem because the conditioning doesn't always come to make you feel good about who you are, even though you were born perfect and beautiful exactly the way you are. There have been lots of messages that have come out to tell you otherwise. And it's time for you to choose to separate yourself from messaging that does not align with who you are. Because if society was not so bent on controlling people and controlling how people think about themselves, we would all be weird. Because diversity is weird. Nature is weird. Have you looked around nature? Life is weird. I mean, have you ever thought about the fact that a sperm literally runs to an egg and when it gets there, like you and I are made? Like, have you ever thought about that deeply? If that's not weird, I don't know what to tell you. We're weird. All of us are. Aquarius is simply giving you permission to step into your authentic weirdness and to let that liberate everybody who's watching you so that they know that they too can be weird and it's okay because everybody is here to be themselves. The code that God has put on your life for you to improve your life and the lives of those around you is just your code. Other people don't have to see it to believe in it. You have to see it and believe in it. So the story really is about you and you finding your way back to yourself. And when you do that and you stop fighting with yourself, about who you are and you start embracing who you are and you start loving on yourself, doing that skincare routine, taking care of your body, exercising, eating healthy, focusing on your goals, your priorities, your friends, your family. When you start focusing on those things that bring you joy, everything else will follow you. That's when you will start manifesting your dreams because when you start loving yourself, guess what? The world loves you back. And that's the only way it's ever truly worked. All right. So that's all that I have for today. Thank you for listening to the Aquarius podcast. Leave your comments in the box below. Let me know, what is your rising sign and what do you think of this reading? I can't wait to catch you on the next one.
For more astrology content, you may follow all of our YouTube astrology channels. The first one being at Intuitive Healing for Astrology 101, at Styled Under Libra for Love, at Astrology Weekly for Horoscopes and Manifestation, and lastly, at Styled Under Virgo for Medical Astrology. You may check out intuitivehealing.com for astrology readings as well as healing crystals, and make sure to check out our manifestation group on Patreon at patreon.com/intuitivehealing. Catch you soon on the next video.